Hello, beautiful goddess mommies, and welcome back to the channel. I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mother of four from the ages of 10 on down to 7 months. I've been at home for the last 10 years, and I am really passionate about streamlining my home as well as finding different modes and outlets of expression in order for me to maintain my own self-identity and not completely let it be encompassed by motherhood. With that being said, in today's video, we are going to be discussing 5 ways that we can glow up as not only mothers, but as goddesses, women, as individuals. Let's get started with tip number 1, which is to declutter and refresh your space. So you all already know that when you are trying to take on a new mindset to elevate your life, it can already come with its own set of challenges. So when you go to look around your environment and all you see is clutter here, clutter there, messes all over the place, and just a lack of organization, that is going to cause you to be held back even more in your goals that you're trying to achieve. I believe that is because that's kind of like sending the wrong message to the brain. If you're trying to have a paradigm shift to the next level and all you're seeing is the same old, then that's what your brain is automatically, you're going to fall into those same habits and same traps if you do not see the elevation and expansion in your environment. So consider starting with some subtle changes in your environment, such as decluttering and organizing, to kickstart your journey. And now this doesn't have to be like a major declutter, because that is, the thought of that can be overwhelming. Like, yes, it sounds nice. It might be even needed, but I would just say to start small, because, we as mothers, sometimes we already have a lot on our plates. And if we decide we're going to just do a complete overhaul of our whole home, then that's going to add more stress on us that we may not need. So a little bit at a time. So for me, when I'm doing a declutter, I always like to focus on like my main problem areas. For me personally, that's usually my entryway, because we have an open space floor plan. So when you walk in, you kind of just see a lot. So that's usually my main focus. And as I have been doing that over the past couple of days, just focusing on my entryway. So again, like I said, start small. Just start with maybe your main problem area, or maybe just the area that you and your family tend to gravitate toward. Tip number 2 for having a glow up in the new year is going to be being more intentional about getting quality sleep. You all have already heard this saying about how nobody wins when the family feuds. Well, I like to say nobody wins when mama is running on E. And this is one of those things that I've tried to do so many times. I think, okay, it's nighttime. I can actually get me some time to myself. And then I just end up going overboard. And then I stay up into the wee hours of the morning. And as soon as daylight hits, I'm immediately regretting it, because y'all know how kids are. They're up at the crack of dawn, and they don't care if you haven't gotten your sleep. They don't care if you just needed some me time. Like, they're up and now they're ready to eat. So as of lately, I've been making it a point to just try to get in the bed within 2 to 3 hours of everyone else going to bed. So my kid's bedtime is 8 p.m. So I would preferably be in by 11 p.m. Now, if you all know anything about healing hours, you would know that between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is when your body is repairing DNA and doing repairs to like your cells and everything like that. So ideally, we should actually be in the bed by 10 p.m. so that we can get all of our healing hours. But I know that's not always realistic in every case. But for me, I just prefer to get at least some of those healing hours if all of them are not possible. And another reason for me personally that it's important to get quality rest, because there was a period that I was having a lot of sleeping issues with various kids, like whether it would be things like nightmares or the wind blowing too hard, it raining or being stormy, or whatever the case may be. Someone just can't sleep. I would be having these issues where like I would stay up super late and I think, okay, well, let me go to bed now. And then all of a sudden, everybody's coming in my room, waking me up all throughout the night. And so after one too many of those occasions, I was like, you know what? Sleep is a bit of a commodity around here. I really need to make sure that before anything goes awry, before any type of chaos can happen, I need to make sure that I've had at least a couple of hours of sleep before anything happens. Now, we have gotten a lot of those things handled since, so I don't have as many nighttime disturbances. Even my youngest is now sleeping through the night. So that's been really helpful, but every now and then I do think about it. Every now and then we do have those issues throughout the night, and it really bothers my sleep and my effectiveness for the next day. So I do like to keep that in mind, that just in case anything is going to happen, let me just go ahead and get in this bed before it does. And just a small little tip that kind of goes in tandem with nighttime and getting quality rest is being intentional about creating a nighttime routine. Now, it doesn't really have to be anything that's like complicated, long, and drawn out, but just certain cues that you can look forward to at night that will help you and your whole household wind down. So for me recently, I tried out just having everybody grab a book and then meet me on my bed, and everybody just read silently. And then after that, I proceeded to put everyone to bed. And I really enjoyed that. It actually gave me like a small sense of achievement for the night, just to be able to see my kids reading. And I was actually able to get in some reading myself. So that's maybe something that you could try incorporating into your nighttime routine. Give everybody something to look forward to, give yourself something to look forward to, and just kind of help everybody to begin to know what cues are they're going to receive when it's time to wind down. So we're just about halfway through the tips on how to have a glow up in 2025. And if you are enjoying this content so far, please consider subscribing and go ahead and hit that like button while you're at it. And let's jump right back in. So tip number 4 is going to be to focus on fitness. Some of us tend to create these really huge goals for ourselves, not just in fitness, but in various areas of our lives. But my personal opinion is that as mothers, maybe as human beings, but I'm just going to say as mothers, it's really good to work in bite-sized chunks because, like I said earlier, we already have so much that we are tending to. And in order to just actually be able to achieve our goals, we really need to break them down so that they just do not become too much for us. And it's really going to be building the consistency muscle that is going to help you to make the most progress. And I think it's better to do a little bit every day than to just start something and start off really strong and then just never finish it at all. Now, when it comes to fitness, I know that a lot of us can be really starting from the bottom. So I think it's a good idea to like pace ourselves. So if you make the plan or the goal to just wake up 20 minutes earlier than you typically do, just to do a 10-minute workout, I think that that's better than nothing at all. And one of my favorite fitness channels here on YouTube is actually Grow with Joe. Some of you may have already heard of her if you're into fitness. And I really like her videos because they're like so high energy. And she has like things that it really just feels like you're dancing, but you're working out. So I would say check her out if you need somewhere to start. And now the number 5 tip for upgrading your life is going to be to upgrade your wardrobe. Now, before you jump to conclusions about this one, what you're going to find on this channel is that I typically prefer to find ways to not spend money. So when I'm speaking about upgrading your wardrobe, I don't necessarily mean going and filling up your cart online, but it can actually mean whatever you want it to mean. If it means filling up your cart online, that can be good for you. But right now I am focusing on weeding out things in my closet that no longer serve me. So whether it's something that's just really worn or something that was not a good fabric to begin with, it's something that just doesn't look good on me, I'm just going in and pulling some of those things out. Now, I'm not trying to completely clean my closet out right now, because when I get started on that, for me, that's really just a huge task that takes days. But I can start somewhere, and I could start with 2 pieces in my closet. Another reason why I do not just want to say, let me just go out and buy all these new clothes, because it's like I don't I don't have the space right now, and I know some of you all can relate. I really need to focus on getting out those things that I don't wear, some of those things that just do not look flattering, before I try to bring more things in. Like, I'm not in desperate need of getting new clothes right now. And some of us have like overflowing wardrobes to begin with. So when I say upgrade your wardrobe, so that's just my personal focus. And I think that we can all stand to find something in our closets that is just no longer flattering. Now, this is only part 1 of the ultimate glow up guide for moms in 2025. I have a part 2 coming out really soon. But in the meantime, if you are looking for some productivity hobbies, then you can check out this video here, all about productivity hobbies for mom. I'm going to also link it in the description box. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be sure to talk to you in the next one.